We are operating on a frequency of 52 megacycles by authority of the Federal Communications Commission. A test program follows. To you who have been trained technically, I need hardly say that there's still a number of problems to solve. I guess you know them as well as anybody knows them. But I think we've proceeded far enough to justify the statement, at least, that these technical problems are not insurmountable. We are operating on a frequency of 52 megacycles by authority of the Federal Communications Commission. A test program follows. To you who have been trained technically, I need hardly say that there's still a number of problems to solve. I guess you know them as well as anybody knows them. But I think we've proceeded far enough to justify the statement, at least, that these technical problems are not insurmountable.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome
Yay!
to the show. This week, it's a special week. We're having a quiz for some reason. Any reason?
Because you asked me to run the quiz and never told me to turn it off.
Okay.
So we've been testing out all sorts. Like, I am now completely wireless, same as Chris.
My microphone's not. My microphone's here. Point taken. But yeah. So welcome everyone. So our second. Sunday was a didn't make any mistake.
I made one mistake. The original. Oh no, the sound is cutting out. Oh no. It would appear for both of us.
Second, I'll see what is that better, guys. The mic is actually has been.
Apparently, it's mainly you.
Alright, cool.
Okay, let's get this clear.
Hi guys, is that better? Can you hear me?
Yeah,
So give me
that's
30 seconds for catch up. That's what the delay seems to be.
Yeah. But yeah, if mics go down, please let us know as quickly as we can, because you will be able to see it on the screen.
If it's moving but no sound, is that still true? In which case, you can hear me, Brett, can't you?
I don't know, because I'm watching on the actual account. Keyforge say it's fine. Apparently, it's very fuzzy.
So I'm just looking at my options.
Crunchy.
Possibly shouldn't be. Well, idea. Let's remove that. Hi guys, is that better?
Keyfrogs.
You can hear me now. A bit crunchy, right? So let me just change this back.
Ooh.
What are you showing, Brett?
I'm showing my All for One Funko Pop.
Brett, I can't hear you if you're saying
I
something, so
Ooh.
I'm not sure why.
Oh, the stream can hear me, but you can't hear me. That's weird.
I can hear you now. Right, guys. I think that's fixed the microphone issue I had. Apologies for that. I've had a couple of issues with this microphone the last few days. I thought I fixed it all, and I think now I have finally. So,
Well, I mean, you said this is our second stream of the week, but technically it's our third because you did stream your Swindle games as well.
I did the 2 of the 4 games I played, and then I just got the point that I was getting grumpy and tired, so I thought it'd be better getting some sleep. I had 2 awesome games that I felt were not quite as close as they could be. Okay, I've got an issue with this mic, so I don't think you'll be getting this mic, Brett, if I replace it. So we're here today to do the quiz, but before we get to the quiz, we're going to go through our usual show stuff. And firstly, sorting out audio problems is always the first thing we do. And then if I jump to the notes, so first of all, I think it is time for Brett to show off his masterpiece here. Of last weekend, we had the finals for KOTE 7, and we would like to congratulate Can't Touch This, the Urchins, for beating Hamburg Atlanteans in the final. Hamburg Atlanteans 2. They won 3-0 because the third game Hamburg Atlanteans conceded. It was really good, and I think looking at every matchup, they beat the odds in both the games. It was a really, really good game. So well done to both of them.
Yeah, it definitely was. Both teams played absolutely amazingly, and it was a beautiful game to watch. It was brilliant having a lot more people in the commentary booth as well, but bringing in their sides of it and getting to see the games live. And Can't Touch This, the Urchins and Hamburg Atlanteans were brilliant throughout it. And as Justice Blinded said, Can't Touch This had probably one of the hardest top cut runs of any event that there's been so far.
What were his exact words were the Top Gun event was the hardest of any event that he's seen online.
Yeah.
And we just took that as high praise and a challenge for beating it next time in KOTE 8. So firstly, Justice Blind even, thank you so much for coming in, and Tom as well. I had to jump out for half of it, which shouldn't have been so long, but there was only 2 games for family commitments. But guys, thanks so much for jumping in and helping us. And
Also,
well done to the team.
while we're talking about KOTE 8 going into it, it's something we forgot to put onto the list of agenda for today, but Archon's Corner.
Oh, yeah.
Archon's Corner are running a side pot. So we had like 4 or 5 teams sign up with AC capitalized in the name, and we couldn't figure out for the life of us what it was for. So I jumped on the Archon's Corner Discord, and I see a load of things on there that they're running their own little side pot. So if you join the Archon's Corner Discord and let them know that you're signing up for KOTE 8 with capitalized AC anywhere in your KOTE 8 team name, they're giving away a full organized play kit to the team that make it the furthest. You don't need to win. You just need to do better than everybody else taking part.
And just to be clear, Brett and I are not allowed to enter this, although we haven't been told that. I'm saying that so we can't cheat and win, because one of us has morals. I'll let you decide which. It's not me. So.
But that's easy, Keyfrogs. You just call yourself the Keyfrogs ACDC.
Or AC Keyfrogs. Or Key AC Frogs.
Keyfrogs Attack.
Yeah, okay. There's a few things we could do. Or actual Keyfrogs. Keyfrogs,
yeah,
actually.
Actual Keyfrogs.
Acting Keyfrog.
Keyfrog Archons.
So, if you've already registered and you want to change your name, please just let me know. Unless you're changing your decks, when you should resubmit. But,
yeah.
So we're coming up now. We are saying we've got 1 week left to sign off. So this time next week, Brett and I will have stressfully arranged all the teams into groups. We'll be providing the rules, going through the groups, probably doing a friendly game that Brett and I will do where he beats me.
There's quite a few rules changes coming in for round robin, for the fact there's now side pot events going on, stuff like that, and just to do more rule clarification.
So do you want to go through those? Any highlights of that, or do you want to do?
I think
Or
the
do
biggest
you wanna wait till next
highlight
week?
is we had somebody point out that we do have a lot of younger players in the community, and that our team names need to be respectful and kind of PG-13. So when you're making your team names, do please take into account that you are going to have to go against people, and to make your names respectable for anybody you might come across.
And just to be clear, I myself got told off for swearing when playing an under 14 on the Crucible once a few weeks ago, and no issue with that. I shouldn't have sworn. It is what I do. If you know.
We'll get to that a little bit later on, because it's not just that there's a SAS update. There's been some other things in the work as well, but we'll get to that a little bit later on.
That's on our list. So we got one link left to go. So Brett, do you want to go through what the prizes are for KOTE 8?
So for KOTE 8, we have got 3 Saurian OP playmats, 3 Saurian OP deck boxes, 3 Dis OP deck boxes, 3 Dis OP chain trackers, 3 Saurian OP keys, 3 Saurian OP chain trackers, and that is pretty much all for the winner.
Well, winning team. Let's be clear.
Winning. That's all for the winning team. We'll try and get something put together for second place as well. It can sort of like completely slip my mind, but we have a anonymous sponsor, the organization that gave us the stuff. We wish to remain anonymous, but it's a huge thank you to them for actually offering to give us prize support.
And there's one thing on it. There was a brief rumour around that this is going from Board Game Extras, who are our sponsors for KOTE 7. This is not Board Game Extras, and I can say that very clearly. They are an online store. They do not have access to OP kits. Trust me, I would have already tried to get them off them. But they made that very clear.
I highly doubt anybody within the KOTE community knows who this is. It's someone that it's a store that I played at personally. That's been shut down quite a lot throughout COVID, but they've done us a huge favour.
Sure, yeah. KOTE 8 sleeves. This is a great thing to bring up, and that is something that Brett and I are currently discussing. We will get back to you next week with what our plan is.
It's not a discussion; it's happening. But when we were talking to Dragon Shields about possibly getting sponsored, they said they're going to be running a sort of affiliate program where you get a code, and if people buy sleeves and use the code, we get a percentage. So we thought we might as well hold out until we get that code until we buy the sleeves.
Yep. And thank you, Keyforge, for rubbing it in that you have the awesome sleeves and none of us do. So
Keyforge did have the KOTE 7 sleeves on their stream.
Yes, we saw a picture. I meant to put a picture in for today. Damn, we'll do it for next week. But it was great to see. So we were in talks with Dragon. Sorry, Brett, go ahead.
I was going to say, after finding out that the winner was a My Hero Academia fan, my wife also chucked in a load of her merch, including my All for One stickers.
Oh, awesome. So we were talking to Dragon Shield about sponsoring this event. They are very much keen to get us involved in their affiliate program when it comes live in the next few, probably weeks, possibly months. And as soon as that's live, we'll be sharing it with you because I want some of those sleeves if no one else does. So, moving on to the next thing on the list is SAS updates. So, as we have been telling everyone on the dog for the last few days, SAS was going to have an update yesterday. It did. I looked at my decks and I saw that all my
today.
This morning, was it? Well, I looked at my decks this morning and all of my decks have gone down 1. That changed. I didn't see any go up. How about yours? Much change in your decks?
2 of my 80s went to 81. My 82 went to 83. A couple dropped, but majority of my decks have all gone up. So I'm okay.
Oh, this is just the ones I recognised off the top of my head. I remember off the top of my head. Most stayed the same. A few went down. But this does mean for the guys out there that those of you who have already registered, you can re-register. If you want to change your deck because something has now dropped to fit in the threshold, you can register now, and we will have a system in place where we actually lock in the SAS if you don't change the deck. So if you say you've already submitted 3 decks and you want to change just one of those decks, we count the SAS of the first 2 decks that they went in at. So you only and so you don't have to worry about now having an 81 instead of an 61 instead of a 60 because the SAS changes if you want to make. So yeah, it looks like I'm the minority of things that went down.
But the biggest thing that came from the Dex Keyforge update, and that what's caused its delay from yesterday to today, was the events calendar.
I'm looking for
So
it.
if you're a Dex of Keyforge Patreon, you can now add upcoming events to the Dex of Keyforge site, which I think is really cool. It's a nice little integration.
Yep, so as you'll see from the screen here, we are on there in the middle of the screen. So if you go to Dex of Keyforge right now, you will see us on the events list for next week with a lot of the other main events, KPL, ABR, and I'm sure a few others are on there. I've just forgotten which. Archon's Corner, I think, is there as well. And we will
they've got a load of events coming up.
Yeah. And so we'll be on here till the end of next week. But if you have your own events and you are a patron subscriber, you can be included on this. So please go ahead, make use of it. And if you're not a patron of KOTE, Dex Keyforge or TCO, we definitely encourage you to look at them. I will be creating my patron account, I hope, after payday next month for Dex Keyforge and TCO, and probably even KOTE as well, just to help keep the funds flowing.
You can get those KOTE 8. You can get that KOTE 7 artwork if you're a Patreon at £5 for 3 months, and then I think May time I'll change it over to the KOTE 8 art.
So just a couple of things in the chat. Keyfrogs, this only came out today, and I only know about it because Nathan pinged me say, look, we can do this now if you're a Patreon. So that's the only way I know about it. It's not exactly, and this is one of the reasons we're keen to show it off here, to get more people using it going forward, because I think it's a really powerful thing. Next thing is there's a question about Joseph. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say Josie's doing. They both tested negative for COVID, and her partner's mother's doing a lot better.
Yep, it's great to see her. So I need to have a long chat with her again at some point, but things are definitely looking.
I need to get a catch up because she started a new job this week as well.
Oh wow, you're still going to more than me. I just feel bad now. I know she was interviewing. Wow, it's been a long, busy week. So do you want to go through the KFPL stuff from the weekend? I don't know how much information we've been given for that yet.
So Jupiter's quite rightly taking a few days. So we've got no videos, we've got not a lot of information, but there were 10 places that went out in the KFPL triad this week. From what I hear, it was a high intense games going on. I'm sure Lots of Muffins has got an article coming up from that. If you're interested in metadata and things like that, check out the Crazy Kill Machine Network. Lots of Muffins just put an article there on the KFPL sealed, doing a big in-depth breakdown of the information going on from there. It's really in-depth to see how much effort she's put into the article, and if you're into metadata, I would recommend giving that a read. And on the 13th of February, they've got their essentially a Keyforge two-headed giant, but I can't remember what they've actually called it. Basically, it's $20 per partnership, and you enter as a pair. It's SAS capped at 75, but it's based on keys now. It's not based on wins. So the teams that forge the most keys are the ones that will advance going forward, which is going to lead to draws, which is something I never thought I'd see in Keyforge. It's going to be quite interesting to see how that event goes.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm going to deviate from the cliff notes now to an entry I've got to put on them, which is the AFK. So the Associate of French Keyforge, or the Keyforge Associate, have their monthly event this week. They are playing this Thursday at 8 p.m. Central European Time, so that's GMT +1. They do an event every first Thursday of every month. They have to bring 2 decks, and they have to bring 1 deck. It's a short adaptive, or best of 1 adaptive, where they are saying it's a SAS cap of 59. The entry fee is €5, and there's a Shadow Prize kit to share for the winners. Now, I was going to attend this. Unfortunately, I've got work commitments that evening, so I won't be able to unless it started an hour later, which is unfortunate. But
Thanks, Mr. Kong. It's Keyforge with friends. Why
Awesome.
not just go with Key Friends?
Forging friends and forging, or forging friends.
Forging Friends. Oh, that'd be brilliant. Forging Friends.
But back to our AFK here. So guys, come along, sign up, join into the event. It's a French-led event, so please bear that in mind for anyone attending and wonders why everything's in French. But it would be great to see helping get more people to help support their local stores there as well. Moving.
It definitely is. I mean, I've been on the AFK Discord for quite some time, and it is one of the most active I've been in. And the AFK players are some of the most competitive in Europe. So if you want to get ready for KOTE, get in there with your 59 capped decks, and it'll be a brilliant testing ground.
And I've put the link to the French Discord into the chat for anyone who would like to play around with it. Oh, really?
I thought I had a command center for them.
Afraid not. So next we have
I'll
the
get
Swindle
that up
event.
next week.
The Swindle event that occurred on Sunday. Now, I took part in this, Brett took part in this. This was bring a combined 275 SAS across 4 decks, and then do a rotation of the 4 decks, and then a top cut. How did you do in the end, Brett?
I did 2-2. I misplayed in the first round and gave my opponent the win by mistake. Me and Aurora had the best game of Keyforge in round 2. Turn 1, I went all boomy. Turn 2, she went all boomy. And that's it. That's all you need. That is the greatest opening to any Worlds Collide versus Worlds Collide. Just going all boomy, all boomy. Yeah, done.
Jeez. Whereas my first game was Rats v Rats, which I didn't narrowly miss.
Okay.
I lost to Karen. It's a great game. Second game I played, I just lost. Didn't play very well, and the other guy played a lot better than me. And then I went, I'm grumpy and tired, so I dropped out at that point rather than be unreasonable because it'd been a busy few days.
I believe Karen's rat deck got a few wins in the top cut as well, and it took a huge hit in the SAS update. So it might be one that we see in KOTE because it just keeps getting hit with SAS decreases.
Well, it was a 57 SAS before the update.
Okay.
Because my rat deck was. Because when I played it was Rats v Rats, and my Rats was 60 to 59. Moving next, do you want to talk about Average Joes?
Yes, so the Average Joe event closed registration off tomorrow. Closed registration off yesterday, sorry. They're setting up their 7th event. It's got some brilliant players in there. Keep an eye out for YouTube clips, Twitch streams of it. It's a SAS capped event, the same as what's been going on a lot recently. And Average Joes always do amazing events. If you're not part of their Discord, I'd recommend getting on there because it's absolutely brilliant. They're just basically round 1's already started, and it looks like it's going to be one hell of a battle between some really good players.
Yeah, I mean, I've read a lot about them. I've never been able to commit to them, but they look good. Just to speed this up a little bit, because we're at 25 past and we're only, most of the way through the news, is Board in the City. So Board in the City is my local store, which is in Southampton, UK. Like all stores right now, they're having a bit of a cash flow challenge because they're closed and they don't have an online business. And Board in the City do a lot around the community. They are currently working with a number of charities to give them somewhere to base themselves from during this pandemic period, and to give them the opportunity of somewhere to say a number of food charities are using it to order to help build up packages and things like that, just to help the community as much as they can. And now we're all buying our usual stock from them still just to keep them going. But Ivana and John, who's one of the mods for KOTE, and Ivana, who's they're both from Team Exalted as well, are hosting a fundraising event for Bitsy. It is a 24-hour Keyforge marathon starting at 8 a.m. GMT on the 20th of February. We're looking for people to get involved, either to participate or judge, or most importantly, help donate some money to the fantastic cafe. The donations there will also be there will be a couple of raffles, I believe, for some alternative art decks for anyone who's either watching or taking part. Probably just taking part, but I don't have that in front of me. If you want more information or to just simply donate, please go to the link here.
There'll also be prizes for people, the people that do the best throughout all of the events. It's starting at 8 a.m. GMT with the first event, which is Worlds Collide versus Worlds Collide until 12. 12 till 4 is a SAS cap of 69. 4 till 8 p.m. is mass mutation versus mass mutation. 8 till midnight is reversal with a minimum of 65 SAS. Midnight till 4 a.m. is sealed TCO, and then 4 a.m. till 8 a.m. is a wild event. Any decks go.
So the decks are auto for the and for raffles for donators as well as the players. So look forward to that. Say Ivano is currently in the chat, and John is now getting into decks and Keyforge events as well. That would be awesome. Unfortunately, you're going to try and take part, I believe, Brett, as well. Is that correct?
Yeah, I need to clear it with the missus because she's quite busy this month with TikTok and Instagram content. But I'm going to try and get at least a fair few of those ones in.
Unfortunately, it's my wedding anniversary, so I am unable to that weekend. But otherwise, I would definitely be there for a stint of it as well. So
I've
got
a good few months to mine.
Yeah. So next we have is ABR.
Yes, so the Ancient Bear Republic League is basically is getting ready to shoot off. There's only a couple of days left. If you've not been watching the previous streams, ABR is basically a team draft. Everyone that signs up will be drafted by 4 captains, and then those 4 teams will battle it out using a mass collection. Formats will vary, deck you use will vary, it changes week to week. Each player will put in $10 that they'll give to their captain, and then all that money goes towards prize support for the winning team. It is probably one of the most competitive team leagues there is, because we consider ourselves casual.
Yeah. Though sometimes we forget that.
And one last event that I forgot to add on to the agenda today is Solar are doing a event this Saturday. They're doing an event this Saturday at 7 p.m. CST, which is a bit late for us, I imagine. But it's a 68 minimum SAS AOA reversal. So you have to bring a minimum of 68 SAS. It has to be an AOA deck, and it's reversal. They're looking at getting additional prize support, but at this moment in time, the winner gets to choose how they destroy one of their Saurian decks. And if you're unaware, that's because on their server, Saurians are banned. So they don't. There's no talk of dinos allowed at all on their server.
Awesome. So, just to do one last thing now before the quiz comes in, is just go through the final KOTE 7 standings as they are today. So once again, we're going to say congratulations to Can't Touch This, who show off the prizes for the quiz. Can't Touch This, who won the 9 AOA decks. They are being dispatched this afternoon or tomorrow
What's
afternoon.
Clyde?
The KOTE 7 prizes were AOA, I thought.
There was 9 World's Clyde decks, wasn't it?
One or the other. I'll check with the sponsor because my mind has gone blank. Second place was Hamburger Lanterns 2, who will take the three decks. Then at the top of KOTE 2 was Hamburger Lanterns 1, the previous winners of KOTE 6. Then in the top of KOTE 3, that is is that yet to be decided? Gilzot Chosen.
I believe it's Gilzot's Chosen because Mikhail messaged me on Facebook asking if there's prizes. I was like, we'd love to support each top cut with prizes. It's just not feasible at this time.
Nope. Leader of KOTE 4 hasn't yet been decided. And finally, Keyfrogs, who are in the chat here today, congratulations on winning KOTE 5. We're great to see you there. We can't wait to see you back in the next event. It sounds like you will be there.
Also, just to clarify, with these prizes, you don't get the entire kitty. You can choose one colour of box, sleeves, and inner sleeves, and you get the deck if you win. If we're feeling generous, we might give away the other boxes and sleeves throughout the quiz as well. But we'll see how generous Chris is feeling throughout the stream.
We'll see where we are. There's a number of things we're considering about. We're not going to promise anything, but we will definitely be giving the prize of the Deluxe Archon and a colour of your choice, or colour remaining, depending how we do this, as we go through. So, that is the news. We're only
Either way, we won't
2
be
months
holding
over.
on to these boxes or sleeves. They will eventually be given away throughout the KOTE community.
Yes, definitely. So the time has come, and this is where I'm going to go to Mr. Kong here and say, go and get your Manchester Mavericks ready to go, and go to Not Tonight and say, go and get your Can't Touch This, and go to Keyforge and tell them to get their guys ready. And anyone else who wants to come along, this is time for the KOTE 7 quiz, featuring All for One as your quizmaster. And I've just
that's why I've dug up my top hat. So I took into account criticisms and hints and things from the last quiz, and I've made this quiz relatively easier, but also relatively more difficult.
That's impressive.
There's a lot less questions about IRL events because there hasn't been any.
Really?
And there's a lot less questions regarding references in flavor text because it's quite a niche thing to know. But it's got a lot more stupid questions that a lot of people aren't going to know off the top of their head. But we'll find out as we go.
So we're about to start this, Brett. Is it worth telling people how to set up so their username is appeared and they don't appear as a contestant?
That is a very good point. So, if you want your name to show up on the quiz and to claim the prizes, you need to authorize the extension on QuizKit when it comes up. Basically, when the QuizKit logo pops up on the right side of the stream, click Allow Access, and that will take your username and put it into there. There are a few people that will already have it with allowed access, but just to make sure, and just like we did last time, we're going to do a quick demonstration for those who weren't here last time or who are going to figure out how to do QuizKit. So, you've got a choice for the test questions. You've got a choice between Jumanji and Rick and Morty.
Rick and Morty.
Okay.
Did I get that all right?
Let's start the quiz.
So this is, for anyone watching or just reading, this is just a few practice questions to get us used to the system.
Yeah. This is basically for the people that haven't done it before, because QuizKit is a very intuitive system.
So I remember, it's all about speed. The quicker you answer the question correctly, the more points you will get for that question. But the quicker you answer the question incorrectly, the more points you will lose.
Exactly. So it is possible to end on negative points.
I normally do, even when I know the answers.
The title of Rick and Morty is loosely based on what classic pair? Mork and Mindy, Doc and Marty, Mulder and Scully, Riggs and Martok. How's it Riggs and Martok? What?
I think they need the fourth answer.
Provided you need to click on the actual thing, you don't get points just for putting it in chat, and you sort of give it away. To take part, you need to actually physically click, or if you're on mobile device, tap on the answers you want to bring in. Plus, we've also added a flex feature, which means that you can show off how well you're doing by clicking the flex.
Oh, okay.
Like that. So, 2 for Mork and Mindy, 2 for Mulder and Scully, and 7 for Doc and Marty. Oh, here come all the flexes. Should have seen that coming. Co-creator Dan Harmon was also responsible for which show? Community, Scrubs, Curb Your Enthusiasm, Transparent. Just gonna go to the chat. Hashtag 6 seasons and movie. If you know, you know.
You already get 3 flexes.
What I sort of like about you can pay for more using bits. 6 went for Community, 6 went for Scrubs, and 2 went for Curb Your Enthusiasm. If you watch Dan Harmon's projects, like Community, like Rick and Morty, if you watch at the end, his producer cards change based on his home life. So it starts off with him and his wife and a dog on a sofa, and then after a couple of years, it's him on a sofa alone drinking, and then recently it's gone back to him and a new woman sitting comfortably on a new sofa. It's like, oh, that's really good. Someone just pointed out to me. I was like, that's really cool. What does wubba lubba dub dub mean in bird person language? Let's get wrecked. Let's time travel. I'm in great pain. Please help. Nice to meet you.
And how many questions do we have for Rick and Morty?
I can literally stop at any time if you want, if people are confident with how it works.
I think is anyone not comfortable in the chat? If not, I suggest we move on.
What I'll do is
or
I'll
we'll
do
be here all night.
I'll do a score check, and then that should we'll be able to figure out if people...
That's exactly what I'm thinking.
I'm in great pain, please help. 5 people went with let's get wrecked. 6 people went with great pain, and 2 people went with nice to meet you.
Damn, got that one wrong.
Happy to go for real. Awesome.
Right, let's go. Show us the scores.
Look at that. For the first time, it's all names.
I'm not last.
Keyfrog's rocking the Rick and Morty knowledge.
I am Bear Man, keeping it high as ever. It's just the last one that got me.
So
otherwise I would have been there.
Let's end that game because we have got. I did have originally 60 questions ready to go for the Keyforge quiz, and QuizKit went, "No, you're not allowed to do that. It's a maximum of 50." So I had to cut 10.
Not tonight. That's your warm-up round, I take it. So,
Yeah,
guys, it looks like we've got 13 people playing tonight. So this is our highest attended quiz, I believe. I'm looking forward to this.
Price support though.
We had 2 decks last time. They may not have got delivered yet, and not tonight. Yours is now actually in Poland.
It's a race between the KOTE 7 prizes and the quiz prizes to see which arrives first.
Yeah, the other one was bought. The quiz prize was bought in Poland.
Right, let's start. Sending rules to players. Good luck, everybody.
I can see some rules. It's a bit blurred.
Ooh.
Are you actually on the...
Yeah, it is a little bit blurred, but basically, answer quickly. If you're right, you get a bit more points. If you lose more points. Everybody have fun. Let's do this. Good luck. Starting. What card type does not remain in play after being played? Creatures, upgrades, artifacts, actions.
I hope this will be a nice, easy one to get started with.
Essentially, they get progressive. They should get progressively harder. Oh, people are saying they can't click.
Yep, nor can I.
Why?
What's different than the last time you did it? Well, everyone take 30 seconds now to go and look for the answer if you don't know it, while Brett quickly restarts the quiz.
I can always restart.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Quiz is broke. Right. I'm not going to reveal the answer. I'm going to end the game. I'm going to close down QuizKit. Maybe it's something to do about overlay.
I think it's just because you already had one. I'm guessing that, but let's just restart the quiz. If maybe I can turn the overlay off.
Well, I'm restarting again, and the first question is nice and easy, so it's not too bad if we have to play it a couple of times.
Some people could play. We couldn't. So I can turn our overlay off easily enough. That's looking. No, that's still only coming via the overlay. It's not coming via the actual inbuilt app.
That's really weird.
Just to be clear, we did test this beforehand. That's what the practice quiz was for. I can turn the overlay off if you want. The overlay is now turned off.
Okay. So let's try this one time. I've also got it up on my phone, so I'm going to try it there as well.
Mr. Kong, you are winning because you are here and you are having fun. It may not feel like it, but you are. Yes, the downtime is just simply to admire Brett's awesome purple hat. I do have a bow tie to wear, but I didn't have a shirt to hand.
Oh, I'm not seeing the overlay all on mobile.
I've got the overlay turned off.
No, I mean, like, on my mobile, I'm not seeing it at all to actually take part, which is weird.
It's amazing it works the whole time. So...
Right, were people able to vote that time?
I didn't even see it, man.
I clicked the same space, it's a different answer.
I didn't even see the question, so let's see what happens. I put the overlay back because I can't see it. Yeah, I can't click on it. I don't know if it's just me.
What has gone wrong here?
I'm cycling the web UI.
Nope, no look. Ugh.
This works so well when we tested it. So, short of stopping and restarting the stream, I'm not sure.
Let's do an anime Kahoot.
No, because I'll lose.
Okay, somebody else can. Do we need to maybe quickly switch off and switch back on?
It's more likely just
it
the quiz has gone down.
Who knows?
Okay, so we should be streaming again now.
Yep, we're back.
We're back.
Okay.
So we currently have
First
34
time to
people.
chat.
Wow. So let's try and see if we can get back into the quiz kit.
Okay, start a quiz.
I'll read this time. Hey again. Yes, that's looking better, man. That's looking better. We can see it. I
Awesome.
don't believe that's the overlay. So let's just give everyone 30 seconds who had to recycle the browser or things like that.
Looks a lot better. It looks a lot clearer as well.
We've got 36 viewers today, which means something's gone wrong. Because it's probably 20 a minute ago.
Right, start the quiz and...
I think we should have given everyone a minute, but okay. Let's go.
Oh, I can now click. It's now all up there.
Yeah.
Let's do this. So,
Which card type does
what
not
card
remain?
type does not remain in play after being played? Artifacts, upgrades, creatures, or actions?
I have tested this question.
I can click. I can fight. That's an excellent Fairly Odd Parents reference there. Give that man extra points if it's able.
Don't know where that all went. Oh, there it is.
Waiting for players. Reveal the answer. And 13 players all got the correct answer. Actions. Actions do not remain in play at this moment in time. We don't
Okay.
know what's going to come in the future.
You ready for me to take the next one?
So,
So-
go for it.
The maximum enhancements a single card can currently have is 10, 3, 69, or 5. The maximum enhancements a single card can currently have is 10, 3, 69, or 5.
I did consider putting 420 in there, but that might have been a bit too unbelievable.
I don't know. I play Whiskered games before. the one is FFG.
I can't see the card for the enhancements.
There's a filter.
I like your
answer.
choice of filler answers. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I read that as filter answers, which made less sense.
We started to do it. So one person went with 3, and the correct answer was 5, which 11 went in. Yeah, you can have a maximum of 5 enhancement at this moment in time. I have not seen any deck go above 5.
Okay. Moving on. So we're going to do a score review every 10
Answer
questions
three.
or every 5 questions?
Yes. The card your deck is printed on is also referred to as a Power 9 card, Master card, Archon card, God card.
Isn't MasterCard one word?
It's only a master. No, that is a copyrighted name.
Trademark.
Mine's a Visa, says Keyforge. Waiting for players. Just wait for these last few people to come in, and then we can reveal the answer. Reveal the answer. It's an Archon card. A MasterCard is a credit card, as Chris pointed out. A God card is from Yu-Gi-Oh! And a Power 9 card is are the most expensive cards within the Magic history.
Oh yes, it is.
Flexing this guy.
100k for all the Power 9 cards. So we're going to reveal the answers every 5 questions or every 6?
Well, there's 50, so
Let's do it every
to
10.
be a 5 or 10. Let's go with 10.
Okay. So ready for the next question?
Yep, go.
Key charge is a card that allows you to what? Deal damage to each enemy creature for each of your opponent's forged keys. Lose 1 amber, then forge at the current key cost. Unforge an opponent's key and give them 6 amber, or destroy each creature if 12 or more destroyed, then forge a key at no cost. It's a comma on that last one. Key charge is a card that allows you to do what?
There's only like 3 seconds left.
Hey, they're long answers.
Yeah, long answers. You've got the list in front of you. I'm just seeing as they come up. I can't remember. I did this like 6 o'clock this morning. I cannot remember what order they're in.
Or Keyfrog's giving us a hint out in the chat. Don't know, is that coaching? Should we tell them off?
So 12 people all got it correct. Lose 1 amber, then forge at current cost. Of course, unforge an opponent's key and give them 6 amber is key hammer. And it's loosely a obsidian forge, destroy 12 creatures and forge it at 0 cost.
Loosely.
Loosely. Next question. Gateway to Dis destroys all creatures in play, but with what drawback? Your opponent draws a card. You may unforge an opponent's key, gain 3 chains, discard 3 cards.
And yes, there are 2 different gateway to disses. Obviously, only one of the answers is here.
Well, there's key to this and there's gateway to this.
Yeah, but there's gateway to dis in AOA and gateway to dis in KOTE, and they are different.
There's unlocked gateway in AOA.
Oh, my mistake. I will apologise for that one.
Yes, that's the Omega card.
Yep.
That could possibly help in future questions.
I hope not.
All 12 people got this right. I mean, no, everyone's on a bit of a rampage at the minute.
Well, you did say the last time it was too hard. Wait till they get to question 12.
I can't remember what question 12 was.
Not gonna lie, I'm just making this up.
Up to you.
So, a gigantic card is a card that is from an older set, is from a different house that is printed in, is a creature made up of multiple cards, is from a future set. A gigantic or gigantic card is a card that is from an older set, is from a different house that is printed in, is a creature made up of multiple cards, is from a future set.
Yes. And I think this is a running theme of questions for the next 4.
Yep.
Everybody come in. Right, yep, all 12 people got that correct. It is a card made up of multiple cards. I should have changed that to card.
I'm lost.
You're 12.
Out of 12, I think.
Question
No,
number
12
7.
out of 13.
An anomaly is a card that is a creature made up of multiple cards, is from an older set, is from a different house that is printed in, is from a future set. Let's start flexing. See when we see a bomb reference. That's not a bad idea, Tony. That's ready for the flexing.
Do we actually have any popular questions in this?
We have Bromna answers. We have Bromna. We have Bromna in the answers. We don't know if they're the actual answers. Gotta make that very clear. Reveal the answer. It's a card from a future set. Everybody is on absolute fire today. Majority of people slamming these answers all the way through. Gotta love it. Question number 8. Go.
A Maverick is a card that is from an older set, is from a future set, is a creature made up of multiple cards, or is from a different house that is printed in. Wow. Ivana, well done.
I should have made question 9. What should be question 9?
Actually, I'll give you that's what question 10 should be. No, it is. Wait, that is question 9. I was thinking it's question 8 I just read.
You need to have harder questions. I'm not a fast clicker. They're coming, not tonight. They're coming. I think like the first 10 were quite easy. Maybe the first like 15, but then they just all like drop. There's a vertical vertical curve.
So let's try something here, and I don't know if this is going to work, but if you see Brogner as an answer, and you are the first person for us to see flex, we will give you one of the set of sleeves and a deck box. How's that sound, Brett?
You can monitor that.
We're going to have to get it for the replay, possibly, to see who it is.
That's true.
And hopefully the flex will appear
a
on the
legacy
screen.
card is a card that is is from a different house that it's printed in. It's a card made up of multiple cards. It's from a future set. It's from an older set. You see, they complain when I make the questions too hard. They complain when I make the questions too easy. I need to find that niche right in the middle.
That's called not doing anything. How do you spell?
Right. Waiting for the last response. Reveal the answer. The legacy is a card from an older set. Well done, everybody.
So this is now the last question before we reveal the current scores.
Yes.
Cards with
Go.
subtle.
Hit it.
So are you ready? Yep. Cards with subtle have the effect of drawing a card, increasing key cost, making an opponent discard a card, make an opponent discard a card, or decreasing key cost. Cards with subtle have the effect of draw a card, increasing
It should
key
be
cost.
cards with subtle in their name, but I forgot to add that bit.
So cards with subtle in their name have the effect of draw a card, increasing key cost, decreasing key cost, or make an opponent discard a card.
I doubt this is gonna catch anybody out, but it's relatively harder than
Well,
last.
let's not make too many assumptions here. You do know the answers.
I do. All 12 people got that one correct as well. Well done.
So do you want to give us the scores then, man? Where are we up to?
Yep, just wait. It's just sending the scores out. So it's just calculating the scores, and then we'll see the rankings.
Wow.
So in individual question scores, we've got George coming in at first, but in total scores, we have Mr. Kong. But it's a close race.
Oh, 3,000 between the two of them, and then 2,000
Oh,
to
Chris.
George.
Oh.
Hey, I've only answered one question, to be clear.
Oh. You have literally 1/10 of the lowest score.
But again, I've only answered one question. So
But
I
there's
think
not much in this. Anybody can take this.
definitely. So let's see. We've got 40 questions left, guys, and trust me, they get harder.
They
So
do. Let's
moving
move
on
forward.
to 12, which was the first question that I had to stop and think about when I read them.
Shoulder id is unable to be played, reap, fight, be archived.
La 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 la.
I can't remember if I cut the other ones of these ones because it got a bit weird. But...
No, there's a few.
Okay,
Actually, there's one.
cool. I wonder what that one could be.
Well, I know. I've got to read it in a minute. Solder ID is a card that is enabled to what? Just waiting for the last few.
Somebody misclicked. That's good. That's gonna be pain.
Oh.
The question also becomes: does just mentioning the word "fight" become a Brobnar reference?
No. Has to say the word Brogner.
So 2 people went for Reap and 9 people went for Fight. Show that id cannot fight.
And one person
Whenever
didn't vote. Didn't guess.
No. Interesting. Well, sometimes it's better not to guess to maintain your score if you don't
That
know
is
the answer.
definitely true. Moving on then.
Go for it.
Toad is a card that is unable to be played, reap, be archived, or fight. Toad is a card that is unable to be played, reap, be archived, or fight.
It is also probably one of the most powerful cards in the game, but that's down to your own personal preference.
Depends on the
Exactly,
deck.
Keyforge. Toad is probably the best card in the game.
Better than Key of Darkness. Alrighty. Your Archon card as a playable card is better than Key of Darkness. In fact, Mrs. Bunn, the baker's wife, is a better card in the game than the Key of Darkness.
11 players went in with Reap, and that is the correct answer. One of mine has a draw icon. Oh, I'd be like, do I really want to draw a card and play a Toad? Oof.
Yes, you do.
Right. Next question. Let's move on. Which of these cards does not have the trait of weapon? Frames Blaster, Ire Staff, Screech Bomb, Hollowed Blaster.
And I actually got this one wrong.
Yeah, I thought this was going to be. I thought this one might be a nice little tricky one.
It's not what I thought it was, I'll be honest.
Oh, definitely.
So this will start to split the men from the boys, I reckon. Or the men from the boys and the ladies from the girls. Or the adult players from the junior players. Or the senior players from the junior players.
Oh, good. Tom, that's amazing. You won a game from Wild World holding into a Key of Darkness.
I think I remember you're the only person I know in the world who's actually forged off Key of Darkness. Never mind.
I forged off Key of Darkness.
That's a lie.
The correct answer is Crane's Blaster, because upgrades don't have traits. Literally the only reason. Ire Staff, Screech Bomb, and Hollow Blaster are all weapons, but upgrades do not have traits. That has actually split the people. We've got 5 people getting the correct answer. 1 person went with Ire Staff, 4 people went with Screech Bomb, and 1 person went with Hollow Blaster. Go ahead and next question.
Yeah. Which artifact trait never appears on a creature? Which artifact trait never appears on a creature? Location, robot, ally, or vehicle?
This was quite an interesting one to find out as well, because they're all. You'd expect that you can see if you look at those creature traits or artifact traits, you can imagine the creatures that would have them. Yeah, I'll go for it. I mean, there's one answer that's a bit obvious news, but 2 people went with location, 4 people went with ally, and 5 people got the correct answer with vehicle. Lull Up the Titanic is a location. I believe there's a few Star Alliance creatures that come under the terms of ally, but there is no vehicle, which I had to go and double check Explore Rover, because I thought Explore Rover was a...
No, it's a robot.
There you go.
Am I right? Is that a robot or an ally?
I don't know, I'd have to double check. But I thought Explore Rover would be a vehicle, because Explore Rover is kind of in the name.
It's a doggy. Right, so moving on. Keyforge is a unique deck game But which of these deck names are not unique? Keyforge
Question
is a
50.
unique deck name, but which of these deck names are not unique? I.e., there are 2 decks with this exact name: She Who Drinks with Tragedy, Zap Calls Bully, Director Clark, or Keyforgier Thomas.
This
Are
one
these-
was a fun
are
one
they
to
all-
come across.
Are they all actual deck names?
These are all deck names, and I sent Keyforge Thomas to Thomas, who we know, but it's not for sale at the minute.
Which version? Oh, should I not say that? Do you still have the other version?
There are no creatures as an ally trait. Ooh, I have to double check that answer. Sorry about that, Tom. But question 15, the answer is Director Clark, and I double checked this on both Archons, Arcana, and decks of Keyforge. There are 2 decks with their direct name Director Clark. One around, the SAS updates come out since I did this, but one was around 67 SAS and one was around 61 SAS.
There's one at 66 SAS. There's one at 66 SAS and one at 44 SAS.
One of 44, so there you go. But yeah, Director Clark is one of a few the deck names that was repeated due to international deck making, which is quite interesting. Right, move on to the next question. This is
While
my
you do
turn?
that,
Yeah.
I'm going to see if there's any creatures with ally traits while you do this.
Witches get snitches. Witches get stitches. How many witches are currently in Untamed? 12, 14, 15, 16. Gotta quickly. Someone's got to quickly just try and quickly figure out, remember every single witch throughout all 4 sets. Oh, it's just myself. That's not right.
You can't search by traits on decks of Keyforge, unfortunately.
No, but you can on Archon Arcana. Ally does appear on Auto Legionary, and Auto Legionary is a creature as well, I guess, but I can understand where Tom's coming with that. But go back to question 16. The correct answer is 16. There are currently 16 witches throughout all 4 sets. This is the first time that we haven't had the majority of the correct answer.
Wow.
2 people got that correct on 16. 1 person went 15. 2 people went 14, and 6 people went 12. Just remember, just because it hasn't got witch in the name, doesn't mean it's a witch. You know, just because it doesn't have witch in the name doesn't mean it's not a witch. Tutor's a witch. Fandangle's a witch. Dark Harbinger's a witch.
Growkeeper's a witch.
Eldest Bear is a witch.
Well, you're not going to argue with a bear, are you? So, not tonight. Are these questions getting hard enough for you now, or would you like them harder? So, moving on to the next question. Which Star Alliance creature makes Mavericks in a deck it is in? Which Star Alliance creature makes Mavericks in a deck it is in? Navigator Alley, Exchange Officer, not Exchange Office, Explorer Rover, or Scout Pete?
Must have cut off the R when I was copy and pasting over.
Seeing the recipe now.
This is like the roller coaster bit. It goes a little bit back up here.
So this is question 17.
Question 17. With this one, I actually wanted to go with a different question, but I couldn't find the verification source because I believe that Exchange Officer was spoiled by Richard Garfield in the Worlds Collide Crucible cast. But it came out in Mass Mutation, but I couldn't find the Crucible. I couldn't remember what Crucible cast it was in. And with the finals, I didn't really have time to go into the same in depth. But 13 people, and they all get it correct with exchange officer. But I'm sure someone's going to remind me that I'm correct here, but I'm pretty sure Richard Garfield pointed out that one of the FFG teams pointed out that exchange officer was coming, but that was during the Worlds Collide like spoilers rather than the mass mutation spoilers.
Yeah.
Uh,
Pretty sure it's in the Vault Warriors announcement stream.
Thank you. Oh, thank you, 1-star peeps.
5-star games.
Your exchange officer was Clyde. Yes, thank you, Lit Ups. Yeah, I'm not going crazy yet. Right, question 18. Which of these saurian creatures did not receive a monument in mass mutation? Consul Primus, Prefectus Ludo, Senator Strix, or Senator Baracus? Which of these saurian creatures did not receive a monument in mass mutation?
And I felt he should have had one, or she should have one. I'm not very good at genders.
Let's with dinosaurs. Let's stick with gender neutral.
They should have had one. They deserved it, like everyone else did. And I felt I'm going to sit there and protest for them that they have a right to
Monument to egg. Monument to egg.
Yes, that would be it. In memory of all those unborn dinosaurs who didn't get
What would it do?
Discard the next 2 cards from your deck. If you want, keep one.
One person went with Senator Strix, but 12 people went with Senator Baracus, and the correct answer is Senator Baracus.
There is no
Strix
Senator
allows
Strix.
you to move. Strix allows you to move a amber from your pool to the artifact and forge keys using amber on the artifact. But if Citizen Strix is in your discard, you may move amber from your opponent's pool onto the artifact. Prefectus Ludo allows you to remove 1 amber from a creature back to the common supply. But if Ludo's in the discard, you may remove 2. And the Monument to Primus allows you to move amber from one creature to another within your own creatures. But if Primus is in your discard, among any creatures.
So there's an argument that it says it's Strix, not Strix, but
So that's just my bad spelling. Do apologise.
So moving on is how many anomalies are featured in Worlds Collide?
Oops,
How many anomalies? Oh, sorry. How many anomalies are featured in Worlds Collide? 7, 10, 5, or 12? 7, 10, 5, or 12?
I do apologise for some might have a bit of bad spelling out. I didn't really get to proof check when I was doing this at 6 o'clock in this morning. Ooh. And I did ask somebody to double check the questions.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Very busy.
And while I wait for this, just remind everyone when Brobner comes up as an answer or a question, if you are the first one to flex, we will send you a deck box and set of sleeves. You'll get second pick colour after the winner. Pardon, sorry?
And some inner sleeves, because I've got 3 sets of inner sleeves. I've got enough. Well, I've got enough of the colours to do that as well. So I've got 2 of each colour. That's fine. But the deck box would be a bit harder. But the correct answer is 10. There are 10 anomalies within Worlds Collide.
Nice split
9
answers.
people got that correct. No, we got a split answer. 9 people went with 10. 2 people went with 5, and 2 people went with 7. All right, we're moving on to question 19 before we go on to the score. We'll move on to question 20, then we'll look at the scores. How many cards in Worlds Collide have the keyword Omega?
Three, 5, 1, or 7.
I'm trying to remember them so I can rattle them off, but I honestly God cannot remember what they are.
I'll Discord them to you in a minute. You can tell me if I got them all right, because I'm curious.
Traits.
Is that the list? Was that the first one? Or...
Oh, that's keyword. That's right. Oh, it's oh god. Reveal the answer. It is 1. 10 people got that correct. One person went for 3. One person went for 7. One person went for 5.
Is it Duskwitch?
It is no. Duskwitch was an AOA.
Ah.
I believe. Oh, I'm gonna have to quickly Worlds Collide it. It is Gravid Cycle. Gravid
Okay.
Cycle is the only Worlds Collide card to have Omega. Thank you, Litups. And Ravindi for point. Yeah. I can think of lots of alphas, but not Omegas. Don't worry, Bermit. They're coming.
So let's look at the scores.
Oh, I've gone to the next question. Sorry.
Okay, we'll
I
do one more
completely forgot.
question.
I
Toad was
Toad
created formed from which Sampton creature? Toad was created and formed
Slash
from
formed.
which Sampton / formed from which Sampton creature?
Oh.
Prince Derek, correct? Auburn the Grim, Barrister Joy, or Hale the Merchant? What have you done?
Hopefully,
Prince
people...
Derek, correct? Auburn the Grim, or Barrister Joy, or Hale the Merchant?
Yeah. So while I was ending, yeah,
Have a freebie.
there is no creature called Prince Derek. Correct. It's Prince Derek. This is why I get people to proofread.
So I feel you should sack both your proofreaders, myself being one of them.
Yeah, we got that correct. I imagine not a lot of people have got that okay, but
So could you chuck up the scores then before we move on?
I've got the cards that there's gone like. Thanks, not tonight. So in question scores, Mr. Kong has overtaken George in individual scores, and George has risen to the top in the total scores.
But Not Tonight has jumped up higher
Yeah.
significantly. Welcome to third place, as the place we expect to see you, and I'm sure Liptops is there as well. Keyfrogs are doing well. I'm not last, and I've only answered one question, and that was to test the system was working.
But this is just to show that it's anyone's game where not even halfway through and the scores have changed dramatically. And the questions only get harder until we get to like the last 10 and then they're all about Code 7. So he sort of like dips dramatically in hardness again.
Or prizes. So, moving on.
Moving on to the next question.
I didn't know that.
The keyword skirmish features in creatures from every house except Saurian, Mars, Sanctum, Dis. So, creatures from every house have skirmish, apart from in this house, not including Mavericks. Not including Mavericks. I can see you typing that. What have I got a Maverick?
What about anomalies?
Or anomalies.
Red Baron has skirmish, for example.
Ah. But it only has skirmish under certain conditions, right?
Yeah, you're right. It has to have a well. Let's not go. I don't know if that's a question or not. I'm now checking.
I should have put features the keyword skirmish.
Yes.
4 people went Saurians, 1 person went Sanctum, 1 person went Dis, and 5 people went Mars. But yes, Dis has got creatures like Spider, which have skirmish. There are quite a few skirmishing Sanctum creatures in Mass Mutation. And Saurian has got a few mutants that have all come with skirmish, but Mars is the only house not to have a single keyword skirmisher in it. Chris, over to you.
Which of these keywords appears in creatures of every house across all sets? Which of these keywords appears in creatures of every house across all sets? Assault, deploy, taunt, or elusive? Assault, deploy, taunt, or elusive?
This was quite interesting to find out as well. I've learned quite a lot just doing this research.
I learned quite a lot proofreading your questions, mainly that I can't read.
This just tells us we need to get the quiz sorted out before doing the live final.
We'll say this every time.
11 people went for elusive, and 2 people went for taunt. I don't know if it features in later questions, but I'll come back to it. But there is a house that does not have any taunt, and quite rightly so. But elusive is a keyword naturally within every house.
Ignoring Mavericks. Anomalies.
Which of these houses have no cards with the keyword alpha? Saurian, Grobnar, Star Alliance, Dis. Phobocop comes in with a double flex.
So Phobocop will win the sleeves and the deck box. Please reach out to me on Discord and we'll sort this out after the event.
They probably sacrificed points to get that, but that.
I would have. I suddenly wonder why everyone was flexing. I remember. Yeah, Silvana, you got to take a little bit of time.
2 people went with Bromnar, 1 person went with Star Alliance, and 8 people went with Dis. You've got United Action in Star Alliance, which has got Alpha, and you've got Grantless Scrapper in Bromnar, which has got Alpha, but there are no Alpha cards in Dis, and Dis is leaving, so there won't be any in the future, for now.
It may be back.
It may be back. Moving on to the next question.
So, as I've just which of these houses have no cards with the Omega keyword? Which of these houses have no cards with the Omega keyword? Dis, Shadows, Untamed, Logos. Why are you smiling now? What have you done?
I'm not. I'm just like I put keyword twice. I mean, it's just
Yeah,
like,
I know.
my head's just going. It wouldn't be a KOTE quiz if something didn't go wrong, and one answer being given away and a couple of spelling mistakes. I'm fine. Oh, and Keyforge point out First Blood also has alpha.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
At least we gave you a quarter of the answer for this one, did we?
Yeah, because previously we did Gravid Cycle, which has Omega, so
that is
it
true.
can't be untamed.
Yep, that is true.
1 person went with Dis, and 12 people went with Logos. Dis, of course, has got Unlock Gateway, which we talked about earlier.
Yep.
We mentioned Unlock Gateway earlier, but Logos has no Omega cards. Possibly because it would feel really bad to wild wormhole into a Logos Omega card.
Well, it doesn't matter what you wild wormhole into, you're playing anyway, but you're right.
True.
But it's a house that's all about efficiency and speed, and that would not make you fast.
How many humans are within the 4 sets? So how many human creatures are in KOTE, AOA, Worlds Collide, and Mass Mutation?
So just to be
90,
clear,
150, 70, 100.
So just to be clear, this is how many cards are the human trait?
Yes. Not how many physically feature on the art. I haven't got that kind of spare time.
I'm just thinking about some of the questions from the last event.
Yeah. Oh god, here they come. Here come the really, really weird questions.
Who's putting an ad up?
No one. No one's forced an ad.
Sorry. It's an advert telling me I can do an ad.
We got, oh god, I have no idea. Yep, this is where the guessing comes in.
Or not answering.
Went with 100. No, not answering. 1 person with 100, 2 people with 70, and 7 people got the correct answer of 90. I thought it was a lot more. How did you count that, Litops? I will go into that a little bit later on because there's a lot of questions around this, and I don't want people using it to cheat because it's a really quick system to check as well. Next question. Chris is a little busy.
How many
locations are featured within KOTE, AOA, Worlds Collide, and Mass Mutation? How many locations are featured? 45, 30, 35, or 40? But going back to that last question, I thought there was a lot more humans, but out of the 1,100 cards that have been printed, the 90 humans is a good, like, almost 10%.
When guessing, it's not really easy when you have answers this close together. That's a fair comment. You should have done one at 0, one at a million, maybe, and given you 2 answers.
But we don't want to make the answer too obvious as well. These are the hard questions, so it's supposed to be. So, a nice split here. 4 people went with 45, 1 person went with 30, 5 people went with 35, and 1 person went with 40. The 4 people at 45 are correct. There are 45 locations among artifacts and creatures in Keyforge.
The next question, I think, is a repeat from our previous
No.
quiz.
Reprints don't count. I only count their single iterations. So I should have made that very clear, but I count because it's featured within the 4 sets. So if it's reprinted, I still consider it. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Especially the cards have already been featured.
Set and altered.
Yeah.
So the next question we have here is actually a repeat, I think, from our last quiz.
Ooh.
How many of the current Keyforge creatures have Mega in their name?
I don't think it is. If it is, I'm a glutton for punishment because this one catches you a little bit off guard.
I just mean the answer hasn't changed since the last quiz. Well, actually, there's been no new sets. It would have changed since the last quiz. I think the quiz before that. This may be the answer. This actually may have been from the first quiz.
Or it might be a slightly differently worded question because this one I liked.
7, 6, 8, or 9. How many of the current Keyforge creatures have Mega in their name?
So wait for it to come up. So of course you've got the 8 Mega Brobnar creatures from Worlds Collide, but you've also got Mega Mouth from KOTE. So the answer is 9. 3 people got that correct. 5 people went with 6. 1 person went with 7, and 3 people went with 8. I thought that was quite a tricky one to put in because you have got the 8 Mega creatures in Brobnar, but Mega Mouth sort of catches you off guard.
Now, the next question is definitely not from the quiz, but we have mentioned it before on stream. That'll be a good quiz question.
Yeah. Who is featured the most within the KOTE flavor text? Dodger, Quixo, Captain Valjerico, Dr. Escotera. Esotera. Thanks, Litops. That was a nice trap. Mega Mouth is always a nice trap. So all these creatures are featured within the KOTE flavor text, but which one is featured most?
Ooh, I'm up to 12th.
Ooh. This is quite interesting, especially once it comes up. Because Captain Valjelko wasn't even in the set yet, but features a whopping 5 times within the entire set. I believe Dodger and Quixo feature 3 or 4 times, Dr. Escotera once or twice, but Captain Valjelko features 5 times, twice in Dis, which is quite interesting.
So this is the last question before we reveal the scores again.
It is. I'll do this one. I like this one.
I want you to do this one.
Yeah. Who is featured the most in AOA cards only flavor text? So this one isn't including reprints. This is not including reprints at all. This is only in the cards that were printed in AOA. You've got Pinkle, who annoys, Quixo the Adventurer, Iona Demonologist, or Dodger. And I bet people are like, but I don't know one of these names. Surely it can't be them.
Oh no, I never heard of Dodger before. I don't know where you got that one from. Sounds like a bad joke.
Ooh. Let's realize it. 11 people went with Quixo the Adventurer, and 1 person went with Iona Demonologist. and it is Iona Demonologist. They feature the most among any AOA card. AOA did not have the most quotable quotes in AOA text, but the most pertinent names in there is Iona Demonologist 3 times within this. Quicks of the Adventure was at 2, and everybody else kind of at 2. They
So
don't. Iona Demonologist is not a card yet. If you look at Keyforge flavor text, there were about 5 or 6 cards that are mentioned, or 5 or 6 characters that are mentioned within these flavor texts that we never come across.
So what are the scores then?
So showing the scores, that might make a huge difference. And now we have Frannel coming in at the top spot. Not tonight, jumping up to 4th, taking over the Keyfrogs. De Verindi coming in at 3rd, and George is...
Not sure.
You've dropped back down to 13th.
I'm happy at 13th. Yeah.
And we're now just over halfway through.
So still anything to play for, guys.
It is.
So
This is
Frenel's not a
absolutely
name I
nuts.
recognise. Do you know who Frenel is?
Frannel is the... Frannel's not a name I recognise. That's because his game got conceded in the finals.
Ah, he is that gentleman.
He is the red player of Can't Touch This, the Urchins, and was unfortunately not able to play his game in the finals because Hamburg Atlanteans did not want to play the final game.
I think they just wanted to end it at that point.
We are not Can't Touch This, Urchins. Okay, and we're not in the habit of making people play games that they don't want to play.
Nope. As I say, we asked essentially a casual event with some people who take it very seriously. Is the way
Let's
we
go
I
on
like
to
to
the
look.
next question. 20 left to go.
Who is featured the most in Worlds Collide cards only flavor text? It is not Iona this time.
No, good answer.
Science Officer
Pingle.
Queen, Lever the Elder, Commander Chan, or Pingle, who annoys?
I love the flavor text on Little Rascal, and it's just Pingle saying, and they thought I was annoying. I'm like, I like that. I like that.
Laptops, we all read flavor text while
Reads
waiting
flavor
for our opponent to take a turn.
When making a quiz, I go for the most niche areas, and if anyone was here in the last quiz, it was majority flavor text. It was a majority of flavor text. This time, it's only like it's only like a little bit within there.
And the other good news is you've not referenced any obscure YouTube videos that no one has seen.
That
Yet.
was
Well,
fun.
not yet at least.
That was fun. No, I haven't done anything like this time. I'm not going for anything in real life. But the correct answer was Science Officer Quincan. I did have the numbers, but I closed the down. Commander Chan and Lever the Elder were quite close, and Lever the Elder got 8 votes there. One person went with Science Officer Quincan, and Quincan was the correct answer. This is where we start to, this is where these points differentials are really going to come in. But this is a tie. So who is featured the most in mass mutation for only flavor text cards? Medic Ingram and Dodger, Quicksilver the Adventure and Squire Alice, Inca the Spider and Consul Primus, or Dark Queen Gloriana and Dr. Escotara.
Escotera.
Escotera.
Everyone at this point is going, I'm just not going to answer. I don't know. I don't want to get it wrong.
You only
Yeah,
got a 1 in 4 chance.
Yeah, but you'll lose points if you get it wrong.
This is true.
So what do I have if I win with my 19,000 points?
And the majority of people get this one correct. Dark Queen Gloriana and Dr. Escatar do feature the most at 4 times each throughout the mass mutation. Inca the Spider and Consul Primus feature got 3 answers. Nobody went for Medic Ingram and Dodger. And Quicksilver Adventure and Skylar's got 2. All these creatures featured quite heavily in mass mutation, but Gloriana and Escatera featured the most. Congratulations to the 6 people that got that correct. Next question. Ready, Chris?
Doom Sigil gives every creature which keyword? Doom Sigil gives every creature which keyword? Elusive, taunt even, poison, and skirmish. Or skirmish.
Oh, skirmish.
All 4 would be a bit excessive.
All 4 would be beautiful.
Taunt and elusive together is an interesting combo.
Taunt and poison together is a beautiful combo.
Or skirmish and poison, I'd say as well. In fact, any 3 of them will...
There are lots of skirmish and poison creatures in Shadows.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'd say any 3 of them together.
I like how 1-star Peeps is now just going, yeah, I'm going for worst score. It's like, yeah, that's how a lot of people end up going. And one person went elusive, but the correct answer, as the remaining 12 got, is poison. Doom Sigil gives everyone poison. It's not that well-known mass mutation card, but it is a very fun one.
Mm-hmm. So, question 34.
According to the flavor text of Z-Force Agent 14, Z-Force Agent was originally part of which house? Sanctum, Shadows, Mars, Logos.
Ooh.
I thought this was quite interesting, but according to the flavor text of Z-Force Agent 14, they were originally part of which house?
It's an interesting concept. Could you give all your opponents' players creatures taunt?
Ooh, that'd be pretty cool. That'd be weird. I mean, you could if you just had protect the weak and stuff. You could just go, here, your creature's now got the taunt. I can punch it.
Yeah.
We know the answer. 13 people went with Logos, and that is correct. The flavor text, I'm going to paraphrase here, but basically says, the Logos didn't appreciate me. Maybe Star Alliance will. There's a very in-depth world if you look at the flavor text. And as a former Magic player, I'd love looking at flavor text. Next one, Chris.
Six Semper Tyrannosaurus has the flavor text et tu Brutodon. But what is the actual phrase? Six Semper Tyrannosaurus has the flavor text et tu Brutodon. But what is the actual phrase? Et tu Brut? Et tu Brubner? Et tu Brot? Et tu Brett? You don't get anything for flexing this time.
Too late on tonight. Et tu Brete? Et tu Brute? Et tu Brote? Et tu Brone? I mean, I would love it to be Bromner. I would literally love it to be Bromner. That's it. One person went with Et2 Bromner. I imagine that's 1-star, one-star Peeps. But 10 people got Et2 Brute. It's a very well-known phrase throughout the William Shakespeare works, but
Julius Caesar.
And it's used in a lot of stuff.
Et2 Brute.
Yes.
So, moving on. I just want to keep the ball rolling because of the time.
Yeah, my turn. Which gigantic creature is the only one not to have flavor text?
Yeah, we ran out of answers, I feel, for this one.
I've also really badly spelt a couple of these.
Oh, God.
Deus Ilias, Niflkong, Ultra Graviton, fourth answer.
We're hiring you an editor.
You can infer which answers I mean. This will have been when Flynn was saying typing whilst I was typing the answer, and he was also going for the keyboard because he's learned that you can write things on the keyboard. Please no, Bromner, have suffered enough. Fair play, Tom. Fair play, Bromner, have suffered enough. I legitimately couldn't think of a fourth answer here. I was like, there's no one, but 3 people went with Deus Ilias. 2 people went with Ultra Graviton, and 6 people went Niflkong. Deus Ilias has the flavor text of everybody comes to Mega City eventually. Ultra Graviton is go Graviton, go Ultra Graviton, but Niflkong has no flavor text. And why I remember that off the top of my head is really worrying.
Not really. So we'll nicely go on to the next question. The flavor text of Ultra Graviton is a reference to which franchise about giant mechs? Gundam, Gurren Lagann, Voltron, or Power Rangers? The flavor text of Gundam, sorry. The flavor text of Ultra Graviton is a reference to which franchise about giant mechs? Gundam, Gurren Lagann,
Power Rangers,
Voltron, Power Rangers.
Gurren Lagann. Two of those are animes.
I do feel that you've gave away this answer before we just did it.
Why? What do you think the answer is?
Well, you went go Ultra Graviton a minute ago.
Ah, yes, I did. That's it. I don't know. So one person went Gundam, 3 people went Voltron, and 8 people went Power Rangers, which is the correct answer from the old. I think this is a reference to the original Power Rangers, which was Go Power Rangers.
Back when it was good, and we were like 6.
Was it ever really good?
Actually, you're that much younger than me. You probably weren't born.
I watched the original Power Ranger movie in cinema. How dare you?
Yeah, but that was years after the TV series.
Next question. Dr. Escatara flavor text has a reference to which of Tim Burton's movies? Mars Attacks, Corpse Bride, Beetlejuice, The Nightmare Before Christmas. This is where the questions went a little bit off Keyforge. Dr. Escatara's flavor text has a reference to which of Tim Burton's movies? Nightmare Before Christmas, Beetlejuice, Corpse Bride, Mars Attacks. I legitimately didn't know he did Mars Attacks until I looked at this question. And I love that film. I don't know what a Gurren Lagann in. I mean, it would definitely have to be Row Fight the Power. But what card you put on, I have no idea. Oh yeah, next time we announce that Cote's doing a quiz, everyone's gonna go read every card's flavor text, and I'm not gonna put a single question about flavor text in.
To Julian and the Key Frogs and not tonight, you've got to immerse yourself more, man, into the whole be the Keyforge, not just play the Keyforge.
So 3 people went with Mars Attacks, 3 people went with Beetlejuice, 1 person went with Corpse Bride, and 2 people went with Nightmare Before Christmas. That is the correct answer. I believe the flavor text is interesting reaction. What does it mean? And that's a quote from Nightmare Before Christmas.
So
it's a very nice split, not tonight. That's a very nice split.
So on to question 39.
Before we start back over to you, Chris.
Infernus, we love and hate it. But in French, Infernus was mistranslated to say, play, purge up to 2 cards from your opponent's hands, your discard pile, your opponent's discard pile, or the archives. In Infernus, we love and hate it. But in French, Infernus was mistranslated to say, play, purge up to 2 cards from. So just for those who don't remember, which I doubt, Infernus says you may purge 2 cards from your own or your opponent's discard pile. But what did the French mistranslate say?
Yeah, what did the French translation mistranslate it to?
I actually have one of these in my French decks, and I wasn't aware that it was wrong.
Yeah.
Did they fix it? The reprint?
Litops, can you confirm if they fixed it or not? 4 people went with opponent's hand. 1 person went with archive. 1 person went with opponent's discard pile, and 6 people got the correct answer with your own discard pile. The French Infernus limits you to only purging from your own discard, which would fit in well with the current self-purge meta.
So, one more question, and then we'll reveal the current standings for the last time.
Which card has a different translation for upgrade from other upgrades in the set? Force Field, Light of the Archons, Disruption Field, or Wind Spirit? So the French word for upgrade in Keyforge is improvement, and 1 card in the French translations had a different word meaning upgrade / improvement to all the other cards in the set.
Improvement doesn't sound very French.
No, but That's what that's how it translates to in English. They've got multiple words that mean the same thing, like we do.
Really?
Like we say big, gigantic, stuff like that. It's quite.
Frogs, play the time to get back.
Mass mutation.
Wind Spirit isn't a card. Well, then it should be an easy answer. You ready for the answer?
3 people went with Light of the Archons, 1 person went with Wind Spirit, and 4 people went with Disruption Field, which is the correct answer. Disruption Field has a different translation of upgrade than the other cards.
Don't worry, not tonight.
Cut in half there.
Don't worry, not tonight. We're going to be moving on to other languages, especially Thai, Russian, and Malaysian, for the next few questions.
We are.
Typing that was pretty hard for some of the Eastern Asian ones. So let's see the results. Let's see the results.
Oh, I've already started. In the German translation of Mastermindy, it gains a scheme counter when it reaps, when it fights, at the start of a turn, or at the end of a turn. In the German translation of Mastermindy, it gains a scheme counter at the start of a turn, at the end of a turn, during a fight effect, or as part of a reap effect.
I don't actually know.
Giving the Hamburg Atlanteans a huge advantage.
Well, it gave the French guys an advantage the second go, and
this is why. Well, the French one is why Litops had to recuse himself from gaining prizes if he wins it. Reveal the answer. 3 people went with turn end, which is what the actual card says, but 9 people got the correct answer, which is at the turn start. On your turn start, you gain 1 scheme counter is what the translation of Mastermindery comes up with. Fun is my only prize. Good man, Litops. I've pressed the next question again. I am losing my goddamn mind. The French translation of shuffles makes the opponent lose amber when? I'll let you do the answers, Chris.
At the end of your opponent's turn. At the end of each turn, whenever shuffles reaps, or at the end of your turn.
Could you imagine just the shenanigans you could get away with if it was when shuffles reaps, just as a standard?
Or at the end of each turn.
Polish cards have wrong translations too. They do, and I did ask Dominic to give me some. But he never got back to me with a list. Because I asked a few people. I'll be happy to add it to the next quiz. 4 people went with at the end of your opponent's turn. 1 person went with the end of your turn. And 6 people got the correct answer, which is at the end of each turn. Which is disgusting.
Yes, not tonight. We should have asked you. That is fair.
Yeah, but then you'd have had too many answers, and then you wouldn't have been able to get the prizes, which is not.
So scores before you put the next question on.
Oh, I've already fucking out. Okay, I'm going to do the last 5. In a mistranslation, the keyword Omni is missing from which KOTE card in a foreign language because it was too long? Key to Dis, Master Plan, Nepenthe Seed, or Life Ward?
You're not going to give us a hint of which language it is?
I believe it's German, possibly French.
Or Polish. Or English.
Or Polish. Could have been any of them. It wouldn't be English.
Yeah, it's a usual
going off the articles I read, I imagine this is German or French. I imagine they fixed this pretty quickly. Reveal the answer. 2 people went with Key to Dis, 2 people went with Master Plan, and 2 people went with Nepenthe Seed. Nepenthe Seed is the correct answer. Omni was missing from Nepenthe Seed in the original KOTE run of, I'm going to say France. Big thank you to Christoph for helping me translate all this stuff.
So are we going to do the scores, or are you going to do a couple more to get to the
all
top
versions? It might have been all non-English versions, which would just be insane. Fine, I'll do the scores here. Last 7 questions. And the scores are currently... Frano still rocking top spots. Not tonight, not too far behind. George still keeping in 3rd. Verindi coming in at 4th. Litops at 5th. If Frano wins this, I'm going to be really annoyed that we've just sent out his prizes when I could have chucked those ones on as well.
Yeah, but also well done to Julian to now get a positive score
Hey!
overall. So well done.
But last 7 questions, and I believe they're all KOTE related, so
So
these
the first
scores
one
could
is-
dramatically change.
So, shall I begin?
Yeah, go.
How many Jenka decks were in KOTE 7? How many Jenka decks were in KOTE 7? This is where we have Martian Generosity paired up with Key Abduction. 8, 4, 5, or 10?
And this is where you get the benefits of from watching the streams, because if you
Well, all being
You're-
laptops.
are being lit up, who made it.
Or Can't Touch This, who did the breakdowns. Probably more laptops.
Oh, no. Can't touch it. Can't touch this. Looked at every single day, but a lot of people did. I admit, I don't even remember. Excellent.
Can't just claim they did.
Not tonight says we had 1, so they know that there's at least 1.
We didn't have one.
3 people went with 5. 5 people went with 10, and 1 person went with 8, and 8 was the correct answer. I wish I could know who got that one correctly, but well done.
So, swiftly moving on.
Yep, so from moving on. How many decks with Amphora, Captura, and Scrivener Fabian were in KOTE 7? Was it 3, 9, 6, or 0? No worries, Keyforge. Thanks for joining. I'll be sure to check you out on Sunday, see how your games are going.
Yep, we look forward to seeing the sleeves again.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember this one too.
Now that one I remember. Me too. Me too. So 3, 6, 9, or 0. 2 people went with 3 and 7 people got the correct answer of 0. Which to me is quite... I said it at the time, but it's quite shocking because it's such a powerful combo. And for Captura alone is a really good card.
So, moving on.
Yep, go ahead.
With 128 copies, what was the card with the most copies in KOTE 7? With 128 copies, what was the card with the most copies in KOTE 7? Wild Wormhole, Edai, Control the Weak, or Infernus?
I could have gone for the full Edai name, but
You did, you just spelt it wrong. I think everyone's run out of flexes at this point.
I've not. But I've got no scar.
Okay, someone's proved me wrong. Contestant 2.
Contestant
score of 0.
2.
Okay, that was yours, and then I take it this to all
That's
4.
fine. Someone that listens, Callum is screaming. Reveal the answer. 5 people went with Infernus. 5 people went with Wild Wormhole. The correct answer is Wild Wormhole. It is the card that had the most copies brought of the rare cards. It's the card that had the most copies brought from any card within KOTE 7.
I mean, Wild Wormhole... Sorry, Infernus was about 4th or 5th. It wasn't far behind.
Yeah, these were all like the top 3. These were like all the top 4. Which is mad. Wild Wormhole also being in, I believe, 3 sets and having lots of multiples also makes it a good one to get in there. Infernus won't be able to catch up because it's leaving in the next set.
There might be lots of Maverick.
You need a Maverick Legacy.
Yep.
Next
It will happen one
question.
day.
Out of 9 houses in KOTE 7, Which one had the highest representation among all decks at 22%? Logos, Shadows, Dis, Untamed. So which house did the majority of players bring among all 300 and odd decks that were brought in KOTE 7? Hey, Mr. Kong has actually still got flexes to push.
Shall we do the scores after this question before the final three?
Well, yeah, 48, 49, 50, yeah, 3. Oh, let's reveal the answer. 8 people went for logos. Makes sense after the wild wormhole question. 4 people went with Dis, which was the correct answer. And even in the finals, it was the highest represented house among all 6 decks.
I think every week I commented about how common Dis is. The fact that in Can't Touch Dis versus Hamburger Atlanteans 2 in the final, every single deck of Hamburger Atlanteans had Dis. So, Franfil has an established lead.
Julian came in with the highest score on that question.
He's now...
Not tonight, we've got... Frano got points, and Not Tonight lost points on that question. This is not good. So, it's still a very close score here. Frano has just under 730,000. Not Tonight right behind. Litops, Rundi, and George has slipped into 5th now. But still very good. And 1-star Peeps is still the only person with a negative score.
Wow.
Everybody else maintaining a positive score.
So, moving on to question 48. How many gigantic creatures were in decks in KOTE 7? How many gigantic creatures were in decks in KOTE 7?
This one was quite interesting, seeing as how Mathematician was a fresh set, was relatively fresh set when we started KOTE 7.
Yeah, for 3 or 4 months. It's also how few. There's only 3 gigantic creatures.
Yeah, she made it so, which is why the other question was so hard to do. So let's have a guess. 2 people went with 20, 3 people went with 17, and 3 people got the correct answer at 22. The last 2 questions. In KOTE 7, which set had the highest average SAS? So out of AOA, KOTE, Mathematician, and Worlds Collide, which set had the highest average SAS of them all? Taking into account there was only like 16 AOA decks, Mathematician, KOTE, and Worlds Collide were quite average, and KOTE had the highest pool. It does skew the results a little bit, but one of these sets had to have the highest average SAS among all decks brought. And a huge shout out to Liptops again for going through this data and pulling out this sort of information.
Every week, without fail, without being late.
Yeah. Really, that's it. 1 person went AOA, 2 people went KOTE, 1 person went Mathematician, and 6 people got the correct answer at Worlds Collide. Worlds Collide had the highest average SAS. I'd love to get like a little, if Quizkit had like a reveal so I could do percentages and numbers and stuff. But that's something to complain at them about.
I'll politely ask.
Last question.
What is starting highest SAS for KOTE 8 SAS climb? 62, 60, 40, or 58? In KOTE 8, what is the starting value for the first round highest SAS?
I'm pretty sure Tommy Quinn pushed really hard for 40 to be it.
No, that was me. He wanted 60. I thought, well, there's only 7 decks that could qualify. I thought it'd be more interesting.
So, so Litops publishes the breakdowns into our Discord every single week. So basically, if you go to community promotions and you just type, you're searching the KOTE Discord for lit ups, it has it all on there. Or if you send them a DM, I'm sure you'll have all the information there.
We also have on YouTube our recordings every week of the KOTE show where we go through it as well.
One person went for 62, one person went for 58, and 10 people went for 60. KOTE 8 starting next week. The highest deck you can bring is 60.
For week 1.
For week 1, yes. That's the starting highest.
Then week 2 will be 62.
Before we hit this final results, are we edging any bets on who's won?
I bet you I've not come last.
Fair play. Let's hit this button. Fairly close between Not Tonight and Franel. And no, you came second to last against One Star Peeps. But Franel
Julian came up.
comes in with just... Franel just came up a little beforehand. I hope people enjoyed this a little bit more than the last one. I tried to put in a nice range of questions there for seasoned and newer players, as well as some very tricky and weird questions. I know that I need to improve the deck check, the question checking for next time. And going out there, if you know of any printing mistakes, if you know of anything like that, please send them in to me. I'll put them to one side, and for the next quick question, I'll get those out there. If you have questions, I do like to take community ones in there as well.
Mm-hmm. And we'll be looking at always. I think we're going to try and make this a regular event. The week of the final, the week after the final of the next event of KOTE 8, we'll probably run another quiz like this with some sort of prize because we like doing it. We like seeing the community here, and people seem to say they enjoyed it, and they came at the same area as I did on the list. So thank you, Brett, for putting all this together. Photocop, please message me with your details for the prize, or Bob prize. I will probably sort that out tomorrow. Or actually, don't message me, message all for one.
Yeah, message me.
Actually, he's got the prize.
Franel and Phobocop, if you message me with the colour of deck you want, the colour deck box, colour sleeves you want, I'll get those sent out. And yeah, I'd love to take questions from the community to put this out and keep it engaging. And if we're gonna continue with the live finals, which I think we might gonna do after how much fun we had on Sunday, then the Keyforge quiz will probably become a regular event thing between events.
Yep, and don't forget we do questions every week. The Tops generating questions every week. So we are looking to see if we can amalgamate that every week and add it up over week to week. Some weeks no one got any positive scores. So we might try and make it a little easier, laptops.
And as you saw here, the questions that we do stream week to week do feature within this quiz as well, because I do want to keep a little bit of synergy between the weekly streams and the end quiz. My original plan was to just do the entire thing as a callback to the weekly streams, but you said that'd be far too mean.
Yes, definitely. We should be nice occasionally to our fans. So I think at this point it's 11 o'clock here. I think we've both been up since 6 this morning. So let's end this here. Congratulations to Franel for winning. We will be getting your prize on the way to you in Poland shortly. We'll see if it beats the other prizes that were dispatched today. Not tonight. Your prize.
I've got a Valentine's card I need to send to Denmark, so I'll get all this. If they get into touch with me now, I should be able to get this all sent out tomorrow.
Sure. And congratulations to Phobocop for being the Maverick who won the prize again. And let's see if the prizes for you guys arrives before the prizes for Not Tonight and Iron Bear Mat for the last quiz event, which I've been crap on, which is why Brett's leading it this time.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, everyone.
The remaining deck box and sleeves will all go into a giveaway along with other stuff we've got here that will go on within KOTE 8 that will run separately to the sleeves. We're going to try and get a lot more. We're going to try and give back a bit more to the community as well, because you guys are what keep us going, and we want you to know we appreciate you.
Oh, we do. We really do. So, thank you so much for watching. We're going to end this here. I'm going to finish off with the KOTE 8 video. Remember, you've got less than a week now to sign up. We have more teams registered at this point than any previous KOTE event. Now, we do believe that's partially because of the SAS change on Monday, But also, we are looking like we're going to have good numbers, probably at least equal to the KOTE 7, if not slightly more. And we look forward to seeing you all there and going week by week through the metrics from Liptots, Can't Touch This, doing the deck breakdowns, the weekly featured game. And also, if you're part of the community and you have any events or news that you'd like to share, please, guys, just bring it out, send it to us. We want to have this show not just for KOTE, but for anything around the community, to bring the community together, no matter how small or no matter how big. Or if you want to commit to a section every now and then, let us know what you want to talk about, and we'll probably say yes. So thank you, everyone. Right, any final words, Brett, before we go?
Yeah, I just got a message off Mr. Kong saying, thanks more Prince Derek correct for answers.
Yeah.
I can twist that into some sadistic game.
Of course. Well, okay. Thanks, everyone. Good night from us, and we will see you next week with the start of KOTE, with hopefully a long show detailing all the entries and all the players. It's going to be
and
a
hopefully
long one.
not more than 80 participants, because that will break the system.
I think more worried about breaking me, but we'll worry about the system as well. Cheers, everyone. Have a great week.
Goodbye.
We are operating on a frequency of 52 megacycles by authority of the Federal Communications Commission. A test program follows. To you who have been trained technically, I need hardly say that there's still a number of problems to solve. I guess you know them as well as anybody knows them. But I think we've proceeded far enough to justify the statement, at least, that these technical problems are not insurmountable.